everybody, it's Chris Ball at the GTC Newsroom. How are you all doing today? We got several people already on the social medias watching, so hopefully I don't make any mistakes. Sorry for the delay, some technical difficulties, but I think we've got them sorted out. We do have a guest on for today, so stay tuned for that. But first, let's go over one very important thing, and that would be this right here. Hi Pre in the house. So we want to give a big shout out to Hi Pre, who is our series sponsor for the Porsche Cup. And our guy Julio, also known as Pixteca, he's the man you want to talk to. Reach out on our Discord. You can find the links to it on our website. You can find us anywhere and everywhere. And if you can't figure out how to find him, then you probably don't need to talk to him. I kid. Anyway, so thank you, High Pre. We love it, and we love seeing all you drivers here on the track and in the series. So it's gonna be awesome. All right, so let's start out here. Let's talk about let's talk about last week's race at Alsace. And you know what? Before I do that, I want to preface something. So a lot of people are trying to figure out, like, why isn't Chris talking about Division One? What's going on with those guys? I want to give a big shout out to the guys that are still duking it out in Division One. It has been a nightmare over there the first part of the season. But Teasbap, Mazda, Ninja Kid, and I forget who was the other one that was over there. Mazda, Teasbap, Ninja Kid, Corey, Jake, Broccolilli. The guys have been trying their best to make races happen. It's so few and far between to get the lobbies, because that's where most of our international drivers are from. So, PD, if you're listening, fix it, Felix. It's been a long time. It's been since March, April, May, June. It's been like 90 some odd days that we've had this game, and everything is still a mess. So please fix it so we can make everybody look better. All right. So anyway, big shout out to the Div 1 guys. In fact, you know what? Let me actually, I wasn't planning on doing it, but what I do want to do is bring up where the current standings are. I can't bring them up on the screen, but after round 5, now in round 5 they actually went back and did Spa rather than doing Alsace like the rest of us, because they didn't get to do Spa at the beginning of the season. So they went and did that one. And after that race was over, Teasbap leads the season with 56 points and a few fast lap bonus points in there. Mazda is in P2 with 45, and just 2 points behind him is Ninja Kid. So it's really close there between those top three. So this last race that we're going to talk about here in a bit, that's just 2 points between the two of them. And if only 3 of them show up, then I don't know how that will work out, but it doesn't look like the standings would change much, because there wouldn't be enough cars in between the two. But in any case, that's where their standings are. Now, let's talk about Alsace. Yes, I absolutely loved this track. Maybe it's not the best track to throw these kind of cars on, but after it was all done, I got to tell you, a lot of comments from people saying, you know what, that was a lot more fun than we thought it was going to be. It was super challenging. You got some hairpins, you got some high-speed corners, you got some braking that you have to do while in a corner, which is really hard to do in the Porsche. And then you have that drop. That's what we all affectionately started calling it. And that thing was man, that thing ate some people up during these races. And turn 1, well, I guess technically it's turn 2, the first right-hand hairpin. And that one ate people for lunch all races long in both divisions. So, but in any case, I digress. We had some pretty great racing going on there. The good news, the good news I should say, is that and I got my scoring right over here. For the first time this season, Venom takes a win, and he gets it at Alsace. And I got to tell you, Joey Cannoli was leading that race the whole race. I mean, he was basically the man everyone was watching out for. and I believe it was the last lap that Venom got around him. I forget what happened exactly, but he got around him. I think Joey went off the track or caught some grass or something like that. I forget what exactly happened there, but it was a great race to watch. Joey Canoli was just out there just leading, and I know that I was having a challenge. Badass even went off the course a couple of times. I mean, I don't know. I think Venom might have been the only person that didn't go off the track, which tends to lean to why he won the race. But great race in Division 2. Division 3, they had some pretty crazy battles going on, and I don't know how these D3 people got through this race because there was so much lag. I thought I was watching like a frame rate of like 10 with these drivers on the track. It's like every time they would turn the wheel, their car would be 20 feet the different direction. I mean, it was all over the place. So we're going to talk to one of those drivers here in a minute. So you just hang on. We'll get their input on that one. But that was Allsay. So in Division 2, Venom took the win with Joey Canoli and Badass taking the top 3 spots. Yours truly stole the fastest lap from Badass on the very last lap to steal that one very crucial bonus point. So in Division 2 now, Badass leads with 70 points. Joey Canoli's with 60 points. And then it's 56 and 55 and 54 for the next 3, which is Venom, Colin, and myself. So it's really close. The top 5, 4 of the top 5 are separated by only 6 points. So it's still anybody's game for that standing. As far as Division 3 goes, the winner was Larry. Crouton the Cook pulled in second, and Nine Job pulls in third place. The fast lap went to Squirmy that lap. Or actually, that's wrong. It was it Craig? It was Craig Cook from CC Sim that took that one. So it was a great race all around. And over there, we'll talk about the leaderboard in a minute because the leader on the leaderboard is here to visit with me. So we'll talk to him in just a second. So anyway, that was Alsace, and what a race that was. Now coming up, we're going to Nürburgring, and this is the final race of the season. This round cannot be dropped, so I already went through and dropped all of the rounds for everybody from the first 5 rounds. If they didn't race, that was their drop round. If they raced them all, then their lowest score got dropped, but everyone keeps their bonus points. So it's all sorted out. Everybody's heading into Nürburgring, and folks, there's going to be some rain. So I hope you've all been practicing. The weather forecast is definitely calling for some moisture. It looks like the track we don't know what it's going to look like at the start of the race, so when we start qualifying. But hopefully the track will dry up, and we'll be able to at least get some good racing in. But we should see some scattered showers throughout the race, so we'll just have to be real careful. That is going to be Nürburgring. So, speaking of Nürburgring and racing the cars there, I told you that I have a special guest. And so I'm going to bring that special guest on right now. And let me see if I can hear him. Larry, are you there, sir?
Yeah, what's up, big man?
Hey, there he is. Okay, so first of all, everybody, this is not Larry. It's Larry on screen, but this is actually Zach Polk. So, Zach, welcome aboard. I'm going to give you a minute to just say hi to the folks. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
So I've been playing GT for a good while now. I played a lot of sport. I grew up playing it on PlayStation 2. A lot of these tracks, a lot of these cars I'm pretty familiar with. It's a little difficult handling some of the different physics from time to time. It's certainly difficult handling the game when like you said, it's been 3 months and we haven't been able to have properly working servers. But it's good. I'm a college student. I'm in my 20s, so I'm pretty young, and I'm aggressive. As I like to say, I know we like to call all the young guys the aggressive guys around here, but yeah, that's about it. So.
All right. Well, now we're doing this one live, which is kind of fun. So I'm gonna keep gandering over here at my other screen to watch some of the comments that are coming out there. And I have to make a comment really quick before we go on to Joey Cannoli that says I need to get a grown-up desk. And I truly do need to get one. I feel like Jolly Green Giant on a little, like, Tyco playset. But I have to be in front of my computer and the camera's right there, so I can't get it further away. It's just what it is, people. It's just what it is. But in any case, all right. Let's talk about some of the racing. I got some footage that's just gonna be running here in the background, and I actually have a lap or two of yours while you're in the track. But tell us about Alsace and that track and what you were dealing with over the weekend.
Oh, I absolutely loved it. I'll be completely honest with you. I have not driven Alsace until that weekend, and I was really nervous about it. Being Division 3, you've got a lot of people that are different pace, but everybody's really respectful and everybody races well around each other. At least we try to. And I think Alsace definitely tested that. It tested our patience with each other. It's a really unique track. It's really hard to pass. A lot of the corners were really tight corners, and then you've got that fast sweeping right-hander, and there's just not really anywhere to pass around that track because it seems like every corner is so narrow on exit. So, it makes it really difficult to pass. It certainly helped when, myself, I'm able to get to a really good start, and I'm able to jump to the lead and just cruise the entire race. So, but it was a very unique track, and it was certainly difficult, but it was really nice to be able to get my first win of the season there.
Yeah, congratulations on that, man. It was you didn't just walk away with it. You definitely had to earn it. That was what, about 82 laps? Maybe 80 laps, because we did have the formation lap, or the first lap might have been.
Right.
But that's 80 laps around the same corners over and over, and without concentration, it just makes a mess of things. And so it's kind of cool to do this track. The challenge that I heard from a lot of people, and you can, if you want to speak to this, is it was only a 45-second lap time. So there was not a lot of time in each lap to make up for inconsistencies. How was that in your thought process as you were racing around the track? Were you focusing on the lap times, or were you just focusing on not hitting something and just getting around the track? What were you focused on the most?
See, I think for me, I think having a shorter lap makes it easy to kind of judge where your pace is going to be. I know at Nürburgring especially, you have you have more sectors, you have longer sectors, and it's a lot easier to screw up a lap. I think it's a lot easier to be precise on a shorter lap. Granted, that doesn't mean you can do it every time, but I think 9 times out of 10, if you get half of those laps precise, you're going to be getting more of better laps than you would at a longer track. And I know for me, it was really easy for me. Once I had a really good gap to second, I could just kind of coast. I could judge my speed. I could save my tires, save my fuel, and I could just sit there and drive consistent lap times, in the 44s, 45s, even if I had to go that high.
Yep.
But I felt like it was pretty easy for me to just kind of regulate myself to the same lap time over and over and over again. And I know you mentioned that that Venom didn't even go off track once. I don't think that I went off track at all.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's really important in a race car, right? They're not meant to be in the dirt and the grass. I mean, if you followed me around the track, you'd think that was what I got paid to do, but no. Oh man,
it was certainly hard to stay on track when you have a lot. I'll say this for Alsace is that you have a lot of lap cars, and you have a lot of cars on track in a small room to play with. It makes it really difficult to stay on track, especially when the racing lines are so distinct. And when you cross that line of where I want to put my car, there was no salvaging it in Alsace. And that I think that was the hardest thing, is that if you were off by a little bit, you were off by a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know that if you're coming up on lap traffic into turn one, generally that's because they're braking much sooner than the leaders, and that is really scary because there's only really one way to brake in that corner at certain speeds and in that car, right? And unless you want the car to go sliding off into the turn like a lot of people did. Yours truly also did it too. So yeah, finding a way to get around cars on a 45-second lap. I think there was cars that were all upwards of 3 laps down in each division. So it wasn't just Division 3. Division 2 was having the same challenges because people went off the track, and going off track 15 seconds is a quarter of a lap, right? Or a third of a lap. That 15 seconds you're parked in the grass trying to get out of there. So yeah, it makes a huge difference. All right, well, let me ask. I'm going to ask the question that probably. Let's see if anybody has any questions here. Yep, Nigel did say he never went off the track. So, all right, I want to make sure that those of you out there in social media land, if you want to ask a question, ask it, and I'll ask it of Larry there or Zach, and I'll ask that question. One of the things I wanted to talk about was we're going into Nürburgring. And there's going to be some rain. When, where, how much, we don't know, but there's going to be. And matter of fact, it's funny that I'm just mentioning that now because Benjo just asks, what's the weather report? I already mentioned that before. I'll reiterate it, that it's going to be a rainy day. We don't know how much rain it's going to be and when it's going to come, but it will be there. So we definitely want to have everybody practicing on those wet tires. Have you driven this car? Well, clearly you've driven it at Nürburgring. Everyone has. But have you driven that car in the wet at Nürburgring yet?
I've done a little bit of practice. I've done a little bit of practice in the dry. I absolutely love Nürburgring in the dry. I hate it in the wet. I'm sure we would all agree. But I think the good thing about the Porsche is that it's very stable. And it's very easy to kind of control. So, you know, I think if you're going to race heavy wets, you'll be okay. You will be just fine. You'll have I think the heavy wets will have some problems with understeer. And I think the intermediates will as well. But I think the difference between intermediates and racing wets for me is that racing wets offer the opportunity for me to not need traction control because they're a lot grippier. And intermediates, I would use traction control for. It just kind of depends on the level of, rain and water that you have sitting on the track.
Right.
If there's a lot of water on the track, then I'll probably keep TCS on and just kind of bite the bullet with that understeer. But if it's not really that wet on track as far as, rain or puddles, then I'll probably turn it off and just keep running my heavy wets for a little while, just riding it out. But it's really difficult to judge where your braking points are going to be, specifically for going into turn one and then going into the chicane on the it's a struggle. You're going to want to brake a good 5 miles before the braking point. So
5 miles.
Oh yeah, there will be. I guarantee you there will be at least a dozen people over the course of all 3 divisions that drive off into turn one at 100,000 miles an hour and miss their braking.
You darn near have to start braking at the start-finish line for that corner when the rain's out there.
I mean, you better be coasting off of the exit going to the finish line.
Yep. Now, for everyone's comfort and understanding, the way that PD sets up the rooms, that you can put a percentage of water on the track when you open the lobby, and then it resets and puts that same water back on the track for the race. I've elected to put it at 0% water on the track. So when we open the lobby, it's going to be random, whatever the weather is, and then we're going to do our qualifier. My assumption is if it's not wet, it probably will be. I mean, come on, it's if it's going to be rainy, they're going to have it start raining. But when that dry line appears, it should stay for the start of the race because the weather doesn't reset, just the water on the track does. But the advancement of the time does. Or at least so I've noticed so far. We'll see. Spa was a mess when it came to that, so everyone, is going to take a gamble. Some people might gamble to start on the intermediates, and some will try to start on the softs, and somebody's going to hate life when that happens. So I don't know what's going to happen. So maybe everybody gets together in party chat and decides let's all run slicks, or let's all run wet tires, whether it's intermediates or wets, and that way everybody starts on the same tire compound. So if one person's screwed, everybody's screwed, right? We'll see how it goes. All right, so you have a 13-point lead over Squirmy. Now, you didn't have that big a lead before because one of the drivers that we had, which was the 9 job, has left the series. So he no longer has a standing in the series, which means everybody moved up one. So Squirmy, who was in third, is now in second with 13 points behind you. So you just have to beat Squirmy by 13 racers. Right? Or he has to beat you by 14 racers. And you've pretty much have it clinched unless you disconnect from the race. Oh, I said it.
Right.
Oh, I didn't mean to say it. I didn't mean to say it out loud. Doggone it. I'm sorry.
You're fine. And
I can't.
But think of it this way, too. That means that Squirmy has to win. So if he finishes 5th and I disconnect, he wouldn't win.
It depends on where Forza fits, because Forza's 3 points behind him. So he has to beat Forza. And if Forza wants second place, he's going to have to beat Squirmy by 4 places. So it's going to be very interesting. Right. But mathematically speaking, unless disaster happens, you may have clinched the title for Division 3. So, don't go into the race on your laurels, man. You're gonna still have to try to pull that race off, and it's wet, so that's gonna be a big game changer for all of the points. So that's kind of the same thing for the Division 2 guys. We've got 3 guys that are separated by only 2 points: 54, 55, and 56, and then one of them at 60. Now that's Joey Cannoli. Unfortunately, Joey Cannoli can't make this round. So he'll make no points, which means Venom, Colin, and Presidio are fighting for the 2 open podium spots because none of us have enough points to reach Badass, even if he doesn't make the race. Well, something like that. So it's gonna be just so exciting to watch. And as a matter of fact, Tatiana will be live streaming the Division 2 race this Saturday, so everybody will get to watch. So that's going to be fun. Also, while I got you on here, are you participating in the touring challenge? I didn't know if you were doing that or not.
I haven't signed up yet for it, but I'll probably look at it.
It's a little too late because it starts this weekend. It's a team-based one, so you're out of luck on that one. So maybe next time around. But man, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes after we give you a chance to head out. And you can stay and listen. I'll just mute your microphone. You can still listen to the broadcast there. I want to see if anybody has any questions. Let's see. A lot of people don't, and a lot of people do like the idea of water. So that'll be interesting as I'm watching this. All right. So, all right. I'm going to transition. But first, I want to say thank you for coming again, Zach. It was nice to have you here. And I hope it was fun for you and enjoyable for you. This is by no means, the real news, right? So your 5 minutes of fame are with about 100 people that'll watch this, but it's still fun nonetheless. So I'm just gonna give you a minute to say what you want to say and sign off, and then I'll move on after that. So again, from me to you, thank you for coming by, and the mic's yours.
Awesome, man. Just closing notes is just for anybody that's racing this weekend. Just stay safe. For everybody that's in Division 3, Just be wary of where you are in points. Some people will have to be aggressive, some people won't. Just run your race. Everybody needs to run their own race. I mean, I'm running my own race. I'm not worried about trying to go out and win by 3 minutes. Everybody go out and run their own race. And then for anybody that's not racing, that's on the broadcast, I would definitely look into trying to do some racing. It's fun racing with all these guys. It's awesome. Everybody that's here, it's been a great experience. This is my first time participating in the series, so it's kind of cool to come out and in my first series, come out and kick some butt. It's definitely fun, but I've had a great experience with everybody racing, so I hope to do it again.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. You have a good one there. All right, folks. That was, wrong button. That was Zach, also known as Larry. And Larry, just so you have this in your mind and you don't think that we're going to be easy on you. Next season, you're not going to be in Division 3. You're going to have to battle with the big boys in Division 2 because clearly you have the pace to be there. So don't rest too lightly. All right, folks, let's talk about the Touring Challenge. That's coming up this weekend. Folks, we have so much racing happening this weekend. It is insane. So first, we've got on Friday night at qualifying opens at 8 p.m. Eastern. The race starts at 8:30, and that is for the GTC Touring Challenge amateur division. Then on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, qualifying opens up for the final round of the Porsche Cup, and at 6 p.m., so a half hour later, is the green flag dropping for the final round of the Porsche Cup. Then about an hour and a half to 2 hours later, everything opens up for the pro division of the Touring Challenge. So we've got 3 different racing events happening this weekend. All of them will be live streamed. So the way things are going to work, and there's been a little bit of a change up here. So Tatiana, myself on the stream team, we were doing some practicing and realizing Tatiana is better than me. And that's okay by me because she's awesome. And she's so much more consistent. So she and I are changing roles. She will be racing with the Pro Series. I'm going to move down into the Amateur Series where I belong. And how that's going to work out really nice for everybody is on Friday night, Tatiana will be broadcasting the amateur race. And then on Saturday night, I will be broadcasting the Pro Series race. So we're going to get to see both of those live stream, which will be really nice because now the teammates will be able to watch their teammates race each night. So that'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you come and join. You can get on the chat and start talking up your teammate, talking some trash about the other teams. Now your person's going to beat their person or every person. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to it. So any case, so that's gonna be a big weekend this weekend. So everybody, I want to say thank you for coming by. I'm gonna check and see if there's any new. No, Hannah, the Division 3 will not be live streamed this weekend. If by chance somebody can get it saved and shared, I can try to do a rebroadcast of it on Sunday, which is Father's Day, by the way. But my kids don't want to be around me, so I may just come down here and sit in my little mansion of technology and bring a D3 stream. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, folks, all right, that's it for me. Thank you, everybody, for coming by, and we'll catch you guys this weekend. Come see all the racing. Make sure you're chatting it up and sharing out the social media hashtag GT Champions. Later.